Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Your Excellency, good evening as well. I would like to start with a question. How many of you have had a problem with electricians? And with plumbers? Yes, you all have, I'm sure. And I'd like to actually share a personal story. I actually had a problem with my water heater not too long ago. And not knowing the plumber, I asked a friend of mine, and he recommended somebody who was actually terrible at it and ended up flooding my apartment. It was a disaster. And I ended up having to hire a second person to fix the person's mistakes, paying double. So it was a complete disaster. And this is a common problem, and it's a serious one at that. When you do not know a plumber, you end up having to ask your friend or someone else. There's a bit of a difficulty when trying to find these handymen. And if you do end up knowing one, there's a bit of a problem with scheduling because he might be on the way, and he'll probably come back to you tomorrow. And then furthermore, you don't even know if there's a quality to the service. And these problems can be difficult because of our hectic lives. We don't have time to be following up on these people. We want something done quick and efficiently. And this is where we come in. We are starting with a service called Dabrly. Now, Dabrly is a service that allows customers to find quality servicing through one site. They could be from different fields, it doesn't matter. Another thing is we do the scheduling on behalf of the customer, making sure that the customers are coming first, not otherwise. And also we do have a quality assurance. We make sure that the quality of the service is done well. How do we do that? We first of all look in the beginning for the good servicemen. We ask around, do you like who you're working with? We check them out, and then we actually offer them a bit of training. So zero hassle for the customer, quality assurance. That is a Dabrly experience. Now I'm going to run a scenario of how it would be to work with Dabrly, but first I'm going to show you what it actually is right now. So you have a problem, and you don't know who to call, so you end up asking whoever, your friends, family members. And they offer you somebody, but you have no idea whether he's a good person or not. He ends up coming to inspect the problem, and you're wondering if he's going to be okay. And at the end of the job, it turns out maybe it wasn't okay on the first one, and you have a disaster. And you end up paying double like I did. But then with Dabrly, Dabrly is a solution to that problem because, first of all, you find it very simple to find. You go on the website, there you go, Dabrly. And what this website looks like is something like this. You have a submission form right in the beginning, and you put in your information, and it submits the form. So here we have Rami Haddad as an example. He has a plumbing problem. He knows the problem in his sink, whatever. He clicks request. It asks for his contact information just so we can verify with him and schedule with him. And it's sent to the customer representative, who then verifies and schedules with this person. Next, this customer representative sends Rami Haddad here a serviceman relating to this problem according to the customer's scheduling, and the problem is dealt with. The serviceman does the service and all of that, and then billing is done directly from the customer representative to the customer directly through email or whatever he requires. And then at the end, within, let's say, the email, there will be a review form for the customer to be able to say the service was good or not good. And that is basically how the Dabrly works. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer.
Questions?
I love you. I mean, probably we would all use it. My only problem for you guys is the CSR part of the whole thing, and the scheduling, the billing, which would require a lot of operation costs, compared to being solely the intermediary between the client and the professionals as well. However, of course, it increases the credibility of that if you do the whole thing, and it increases the performance, the quality of the people, that the professionals that you are actually hiring, right?
That's a valid point. There's some questions.
Well, the question is, probably you've thought about the two models being just an interface between the professionals and the clients versus taking care of the whole process from A to Z without, and you know, the scheduling with all of these professionals that you have in this country, and volume, the manual people that work manually, or professionals. Probably they've learned, like we were talking last time, their expertise from father to son. I don't know how techy they are, which takes this part away from, you know, their hassle, since you will be taking care of this part. However, scheduling of these people, I mean, just to schedule a plumber is hard. يلا جاي يلا. Okay, كنا عطيته ساعة يلا جاي يلا. So their schedule is probably very. I don't know if you know people in this field that you've asked if they would be interested in such a service.
And we are incentivizing for them because, for one thing, as a service, we tend to be able to price at a higher price, a bit of a premium, but this is a premium that goes towards the quality and the guarantee. So at first we'll be looking for people with good reviews, people that we want to recommend personally. And we give them a trial basis to see if they are timely, if they work well, if they are quick, if they do the service that is required and not more. And based on that, we will continue to work with them or not. If they end up, then say, being late for the first time, we'll tell them, listen, you were late. You know, this is not something we'd like to see.
So they have a quality score.
Yes, there is definitely a review. And if they do end up having a review, let's say 3 strikes and you're out. So you would like somebody who can continually provide a good service. Otherwise, there are many people, it's a saturated field, and you can find
Your competition is?
we are competing directly with these servicemen who don't work in the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you considered the human factor, and are you going to have them concentrated or geographically dispersed? Where is your market going to be? And how are you going, because you're having people work on the ground from your side, right?
Yes.
And then how are you going to organize yourself centrally and territorially? And have you thought of the financial implications?
Yes. We are first of all targeting the Ras area because you have a lot of people that come from abroad, and you have lots of students who end up renting on short-term basis, and they do not have a relationship with any of these service providers. So we are targeting this area because we will be able to deal with these people. And the census is done in Lebanon aren't so clear, but we estimate somewhere around 50 to 100,000 people in the area. And we are hoping to target 1% of that population by the end of our first year of running. And we are estimating somewhere between $20 to $40 per service on average. So by then, we are hoping to actually, by the first year, cut our losses.
And your question, Salah?
And I often thought about this problem being a working model. And I think, as my colleague was saying, it's very difficult to be accountable for somebody else's work. And at the end of the day, the carpenter doesn't go to the customer. Yes, you give him a bad rating, but this customer will never come back to your site. It's really non-forgivable. The best is to have a company where the core business is A to Z to apartments. So they rely on you. Okay, you use the website to schedule the meetings and the appointments, and but it's totally different business model. But then you're responsible. You hire people.